Okay, we're making our animal creature. Now I have a sphere head, a cylinder neck, and a sphere body, or sort of a sphere, but they're all hollow and they have an air hole connected inside that you can't see. The next thing that you will do is add and create all of the different parts to make this unique. So since mine is a turkey, I rolled a little tiny sphere and cut it in half. And so I'm going to use each half for an eyeball. And then I took a little blob of clay and tried to make it sort of a cone shape. And I'm going to use that for the beak. You want to score wherever you end up putting your different features. So I'm just trying to figure out where they should go right now. Just kind of setting them there to decide. Once it's all perfect, then I'm going to score underneath. And after I've scored it, I will start hiding the seam. Remember, we don't want to see the edge. You don't want to see any crack around where the actual edge would be between the added pieces of clay and your main piece of clay. We want it to look like it's all united and one large piece of clay, but it just happens to have all these cool details that you came up with. So once those edges are blended, you can always carve more into where they're going to go. You can carve, like if you have like for mine as a beak, I might add a little smile like with a mouth, or you can carve away different things to add to each larger piece. But the main thing you need to worry about is just making sure all of these little parts stay connected. It's really messy when you blend, so you can see all those lines I just made, which is completely fine. By the way, you want to score underneath this. I'm not sure if I show in the video that I'm scoring underneath. Remember, scoring is scratching the clay on both sides. You can even add a little water after you've scratched the clay up. My hand seems to always be in the way. Okay, so here you'll see in just a second that a lot of the facial features are now added, and it might make your the face have scratches on it, but that's okay. It can be as, we're going to make it messy because we're eventually going to smooth it. So we have to scratch things sometimes in order to get them to connect, but then we smooth out where those marks were. And here I'm just going to show you what this will end up looking like. I'm going to put this big half circle slab I cut out and added some details. That will be my tail. So it's just going to be kind of a half circle that I connect on the back. So this is like a little demo on how I will connect that. But the part you don't see is I put a little piece of clay on the front of the tail and then blend it into the body and the tail. So that's a little later, and I don't think I have that on video. But now you can kind of see where it's going to go. And then the next step I have is adding more details. So the other things I'm going to do, I'm going to make some legs and feet for this. This is Turkey Joe #1, the one that died, but at least I made videos of me making him. Turkey Joe #2 you'll see at the end. Anyways, so here I made some coils just to show you it is possible to add legs and arms of any size. These do not have to be this small. This is more a cartoony version of a turkey, obviously. And here are my feet. So for this example, they were going to stick out like that. But it's a lot of work connecting all these little parts. So you have to add extra clay between the foot, the leg, and the body to connect it all. So hopefully this is making sense. You can at least see all the parts that I will be using. All right, so I set down my tail and my feet, my legs, and now I just want to show that there are two ways to add things. If you have a huge double pinch pot, mine is extremely thick, I decided I would carve the wings into the clay that's already there. This is called sculpting. You've heard about sculpting your whole life. Now you know what it is. It's carving away to create some design. So I'm going to sculpt my wings, but for the most part, typically we add in our class. So usually we attach clay to clay. If I didn't have enough, if I knew that the body of my turkey was really thin, I would add wings, which is what I did for Turkey Joe #2. As you all have known by now, Turkey Joe #1, this lovely guy right here, died unexpectedly at home. We don't know who did it. The jury is still out. My investigating has paused for the moment, so I can't figure out what happened, but he fell over and he fell into many pieces. But before that happened, I have this video of him, and you can see I am carving away where the wings will go. So I drew in, I just incised where I wanted the wing, and now I'm using any modeling tool. You could use a loop tool, you could use one of these wooden modeling tools, and I'm just scraping away. The clay is so soft here that I can scrape away where I want these wings to be. So this is one way to add detail. Maybe it's not a wing, maybe you want to add like a little bow tie or something, or you want to add clothing detail. Maybe you want your character to look like they're wearing clothes. You can do that very easily. Instead of putting a shirt on a turkey, you could just scrape away where the neckline would be, scrape away where the bottom of a shirt line would be. And that's a really great, easy way to make it look like there is extra added forms, but all you really did was carve into the form you already had. All right, I fast forwarded a little bit. Obviously, every time you scratch into your art to blend things or add things or carve things, you make little marks. So I'll smooth this guy out in a minute, but I just wanted to show his little wings, the little indents I made for his wings. It did not take that long, and it's a nice subtle way to add detail. So now this little guy has wings, and I'm going to attach the feet. So I have to attach the foot to the leg, and there isn't a lot of clay. So what I do is I add a little coil of clay between the two. And then I blend that into the foot, and then I blend it up into the leg. So now they will look like they're one piece of clay when really they were all little individual sections. This is what you should do if you're adding arms and legs and things like that. If you want a detail of hand, you have to really probably make the hand, make the arm, and then connect the two. But it is all possible. Just take your time. You might have more detail than mine. Mine are pretty simple shapes or simple forms that I'm connecting. But now you can see after it's been attached, I'm just adding water to smooth it. And this is the last little thing of this video that I wanted to show. I'm going to take time away from this to build the rest of my turkey. And then at the end of this in a second, I will show you a picture of Turkey Joe number 2. So good luck with what you're making, and I hope that it goes well, and let me know when you have questions.